Hey y'all, this is Richard. Today is June 8th, 2022, and listening to the radio this morning and then, here on my way home from work, talking about the testimonies being given regarding the Uvalde school shooting. First off, the two victims that spoke, the teacher that was wounded and survived, and the child, the fourth grader that survived the incidents there. They're definitely the victims here. I don't want to diminish that at all. The body heals, but their mind and spirit are going to be wounded for a long, long time and may never fully recover. But, when they've got something to say, they should be able to say it. Bearing that in mind, it also doesn't necessarily mean that their point of view on the issue is automatically right because they're a victim. So when you hear them say what happened to them, and then you look at the legislations that are being proposed by the legislature and, the president saying that he wants, de facto president, I should say, what of any of those things would have changed anything about that event? And the answer is nothing. These laws that they're proposing would have changed exactly zero about the event other than what firearm was selected. That's it. And any number of other firearms could have been selected for it. It's just that's what people think is scary, and so that's what people who intend to scare the public are going to select. So, there's nothing that's being proposed that would have changed anything except that one detail. So, I just don't understand why people can't see this. So, the converse of this is that what could have actually changed the situation was if somebody there on the ground had been equipped with the tools and the skills and the attitude to oppose deadly force with deadly force on the spot and end the situation on the defender's terms. So instead, it didn't end until an outside force came in an hour later and finally ended it. An hour is a very long time. We learned this in the military medical system. You have that golden hour from the time somebody is wounded until the time that they are their probabilities for survival start dropping significantly. So with that, you've got to have somebody on the ground that's ready to defend on the spot with no notice, who's already there. That's what could have changed the situation. People who want to do evil things like this look for places where people on the inside are unlikely to be armed. For a reason. They don't want to face resistance. And once they face credible resistance, and that was really one of the worst things about what the teacher was saying, was that he followed the instructions of what he had been taught to do, and he was wounded and all of his students were killed. He did what he was, quote unquote, supposed to do. Well, when you depend on the government for solutions, especially to protect you, to protect your children, they will, at some point, not be there for you. You have to be the primary agent in your own rescue. It doesn't matter whether it's a security situation, a medical situation, a fire situation, a weather situation. You are your own first responder. And that's why I tend to stay away from places where I'm not allowed to be my own first responder. So I'm even trying to get that changed at work. At work, you cannot carry a concealed weapon due to state law prohibiting it across the board because of what type of setting it is. However, they do put in a caveat for a way that they can approve certain people to do it. So I have once again made a request for that caveat to apply to me. We'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath, but anyways, that's perhaps the thing that really gets me the most about what's happened here, is that this teacher, he did what they told him to do with the faith in government that what they told him would work. And they let him down and essentially violated him in the worst possible way. Nobody's going to ask him this, and even if they did, nobody would publish it. But I'm sure that if we asked him, if you had had some sort of tool to end that evil shooter on the spot, would you have used it? I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind that he would say yes. Because this is an event that's going to hurt for him for the rest of his life. So, and it could have been avoided, not with the stuff that they're proposing, but with somebody on the ground ready to defend. I guess that's it. I better get home.